will now be recorded.
All right, guys, welcome to the weekly watch list for December 9th through the 13th. So we had a nice dip last week that was bought up, and now we are holding this general area of support from 130 to about 3090, forming a nice base level of support here. So we have this nice base level support forming, and we are pushing towards these highs. And we had very nice volume come in. We had heavy sell volume come in, but then we had nice big buy volume come in to counteract that. Okay, currently we are in a 4-hour rising wedge, and we are holding this support here at 31.39.25, and it looks like we're going to hit at least 31.59, 31.60 area, and we can overshoot and hit 31.70. But I think that we could hit 31.60 and then pull back to test this 31.30 again, and then head on higher. We're either gonna come here and then come back and test 31.30 or 31.20, and then from there we're gonna move higher. So we do have some items coming up on this week. You could see all the economic information on the weekly watch list. I posted the economic calendar and what I think is important. So on Tuesday we have some items coming out: small business index and productivity revision and unit labor cost revisions. So that's important. So that's going to affect the market. So Monday we don't have anything scheduled, so we could definitely go higher to that 31.60. And then Tuesday we might have a possible sell off. And then when maybe we have a sell off, maybe we don't, maybe we just consolidate. And then Wednesday we have CPI numbers, consumer price index, and then core CPI, and then we have FOMC announcement, which, and after that Jerome Powell is going to speak. So that is going to be very volatile, and that's going to be a very volatile day Wednesday. If we sell off Wednesday, that's going to be a buying opportunity. Last week with the jobs added, it's just phenomenal. So whatever pullback we get, it's going to be a buying opportunity because we're going to 3,200. That's been our price target. We've been saying it for weeks already. That's our price target, 3,200, possibly even higher. That's where we're going before the year end. So hopefully by Christmas, if not sooner. I was thinking maybe next week, but we'll see how this week ends up. By the end of the week, we could get close to it. So any pullback, you want to have a buying opportunity. Okay. Thursday we have weekly jobless claims and producer price index, but then Friday, well, Thursday we actually have a lot of good earnings. So on Thursday, we have Costco, Adobe, Broadcom, Oracle earnings on Thursday. Now, majority of those earnings are after the close. So all those earnings could gap the market up Friday, and then Friday it could run. Okay, so I think we're going to have good earnings out of all of them. Maybe we'll miss on one or two, but I think for the majority of the part, Adobe, Broadcom, Oracle, they're all going to do well. So I think if there is a dip Wednesday, Thursday, definitely end of Wednesday or early morning Thursday, definitely buying opportunity going into Friday and next week. And I think that we're going to head to that 3,200. So keep in mind, if there's a buying opportunity this week, grab a hold of it. Get some long calls outdated on the market. One market that I think is going to do very, very well. Well, actually, I think QQQs are going to do very, very well, and IWM. So let's look at the Qs on the weekly chart, and we see that we have this resistance up here, and we have this support down here, and it's forming a larger rising wedge. Now we're at the lower end of that rising wedge here. We came down and hit that and recovered. Okay, go on our daily. So we hit that, recovered, pushed up, and I think that the Qs want to head towards this 220 price target. So that's about a $15 move that's going to come maybe before the end of the year. So definitely 212 is going to hit. See, 212 is going to hit, and that could be possibly hit by Friday. So Qs are looking good. Got the squeeze forming. Indicators are bullish. It's looking good. So keep an eye on the Qs for some long calls. Any dip that it gets, it's a buying opportunity. See, IWM is another one that I think that is going to do very well. It had this W bullish pattern and formed a bullish channel here. We hit the lower end of that channel and pushed up. Now we're testing this breakout here. If we get above that, we go to 164, 166, 168. My main target is 170. I don't think we get a major pullback until IWM hits that 170 level. Then that's going to be a good area to take some profits. So I think IWM could hit 170 before the end of the year. So that's an $8 move on IWM. So QQQ's possibly a little bit better, but IWM is having a lot of volume come into it. So it could have a nice move. It could definitely have a nice move. So going to SPY. SPY just got back into this bullish channel and could definitely push on towards that 320 area. So we could hit that 316, 317 area, and then possibly the 320 area coming into next week. It depends on how bullish the Fed and then the earnings are by the end of the week. Depicts how fast we're going to get to that 320. Okay, if we sell off for the Fed, then possibly 320 next week. If we don't, and the Fed has great news and we're pushing even more, then 320 is going to come a lot faster. Could come this week. Okay, let's see. So going back to the Qs, and we're going to look at the Nasdaq. So Nasdaq looking good, hit its monthly support and pushed up, got above its daily support, and looks like it wants to push on towards this 87.38 level. So it gets above 84.58.75, and we're going to 85.20, and then 85.98, and then once we get above there, we'll be heading towards that 87.38. So very bullish on the Qs, has a nice squeeze on the daily. Indicators are bullish. I like the Nasdaq. It looks like it wants higher. All right. So let's see. Individual stocks that I like. So I've been liking McDonald's because it got below our main target of 200 and now it's been consolidating. And it's been consolidating at this monthly support for quite a while. I was trying to go bullish on it here and here, but I was too early. It's just continued to consolidate. Now it has a nice squeeze on it. RSI is trying to get above 50. Indicators are turning bullish. DMI is turning green, crossing over the red. It's looking good. We're getting towards the end of this channel, and McDonald's coming out with the new chicken sandwich to rival Popeye's chicken sandwich, and things are looking good. So we have this strong base right here, strong base here on McDonald's. Looks like once it breaks above 198, this thing's going to 200 and possibly 204, and then possibly this gap fill at 208, 208.30, which would kind of correlate with this 100-day moving average. But McDonald's is looking good. And if we do get a sell-off on the market on Wednesday for the Fed, McDonald's could pop, because it doesn't matter if the market's selling off. McDonald's usually goes up when the market's selling off. It doesn't really have an effect. Okay, so McDonald's has this nice solid base right on this monthly support that we've been watching for a couple weeks now, and it looks ready to go. So get some long calls on McDonald's to 200, and they should pay. They're very cheap. So McDonald's calls, very inexpensive. So some long calls to 200, and set them and forget them. Let it work for you, and they could double. If we go to this gap fill, they could quadruple. So buy them, hold them, don't even look at them. Just let them go. This solid base right here, we're not going to break down it. It had so many opportunities to break down it, and it's been holding. This is the bottom here. For McDonald's, this is the bottom. Keep that in mind. Okay, so you pop up, and it's going to go higher from here. All right, another individual stock is CMG, which is another fast food. CMG, go to our monthly. We have this nice bullish monthly chart, nice bullish channel. We go to our weekly, we could see that channel in effect. We hit that lower end of the channel and popped up. We're starting this V-shaped recovery. So this V-shape recovery here is pretty much in full effect. It's almost there. Okay, I think it does get it. And once it does get it, it's going to test at 860. And above 860, if we close above 860 and hold, we're going to 900 and 920. Okay, so we got a nice squeeze forming. Indicators are turning up. Momentum's pushing up. We got some buy volume coming in nicely. I think Chipotle is a nice long hold to 920, and then possibly 995, almost 1,000. Pretty much is going to get hit most likely over the long term. Maybe over the next, depending on how bullish the market gets coming into the new year, maybe the next 2 to 3 months, we could see that. Okay, so that looks good. On the daily, we do have a uptrend here and consolidating into an ascending triangle, bull flag pattern. So here's a bull flag, ascending triangle, whatever you want to call it. It's a bullish pattern. And once it breaks 825.60, it should go to 840 and then 860. And then once at 860, it's going to see if it could get above. If it doesn't, it's going to consolidate, form a cup and handle, and then push on to that 900, 920 level. All right, so we also have Boeing. So Boeing has been in this consolidation channel, which I'll show you on the weekly. So let me extend this to the left and extend this to the left. So this huge consolidation channel, huge consolidation channel. This is a box consolidation, and it's just been basing since, let's see here, January 2018. So pretty much coming up on a year. It's just been going sideways, okay? If Boeing gets above 356, that's going to be very bullish, very bullish. Now, right now, indicators are bearish, but let's go to daily. But we had some nice price action on Friday with Boeing, and we are watching it right here on this 356 level. It's going to break. If we get above that, it's going to break the downtrend and it's going to start running. And if it starts running, it's going to 375. Okay, it's going to hit these moving averages, and 365 is going to be our first target. But then 370, 375 is going to be our next target. If we break above 375, we're going to test 380. And if we break 380, we're going to 390 and then 407. So this is a long-term hold. Definitely you want to buy some long calls because they're going to get approved to have their airplanes fly again. And when that happens, this consolidation that's been building for a whole year is going to break out, and Boeing's going to start heading towards 500. If this breaks out, we're going to break these highs at 446, and then it's going to start running, and Boeing's going to start being that monster stock it used to be. Because this monster consolidation is just being either bought or sold. And if we break to the upside, that means it was being bought, and we're going to run it. Same thing that happened here on Boeing. Right here, we're consolidated for a whole year. Consolidated actually for 2 years. Consolidated from 2013 to, so 3 years. Consolidated for 3 years and then ran. So consolidated from 3 years from 113 to 152 and then ran to 300. So you telling me this can't run to 500? It could definitely run to 500 and even higher. All right, so watch the patterns. It's very similar. If it breaks down, it's breaking down, but I doubt it. I think it breaks up. Have a nice squeeze forming on Boeing. So look at the patterns. So you see this long consolidation, okay? You see this squeeze forming, okay? You see here it was right at that 50 and then boom, okay? Momentum switched, okay? Here, squeeze forming right at that 50. Okay, momentum's going down. We don't have the confirmation yet on the monthly charts, but they're coming. There's one on the weekly chart. The daily, the stochastics is turning. So that's a good sign. we had this turn and we ran up. We have this turning, and we have possibly, once that 356 breaks above, we should start running. Okay, so watch this. This one could be a nice mover. All right, so BA's one. Let's see. Disney had this long period of consolidation here. So this long period of consolidation, we broke above and just started to run. Okay, just like Boeing consolidated for a long time, right? Disney consolidated from 715 to, so about 4 years of consolidation, and now it's breaking out. Disney's going to 180 coming into next year. Next year, Disney will be 180 minimum. So we consolidated, broke up, and now we consolidated sideways again here, and then we broke up off of this consolidation, and we're holding this breakout point at 147 and forming another bull flag. Buy volume has been evident, sell volume very low. Okay, go to the weekly chart. See that consolidation broke out to this consolidation, which broke out here. We did have a bearish engulfing on the weekly, but we held 147. If we don't hold 147, then we could go back down to 144, 145. Okay, but most likely this 147 holds. We could definitely break out this week or next week and start pushing towards higher levels. Or we could just continue this consolidation between 147 and 153. But a lot of good news is coming out on Disney. As of right now, what pattern we're looking at a descending triangle pattern, and it shows better on the 4-hour chart. Okay, so here we have this downtrend, and we have this solid support at 147. Okay, consolidating here, we have a squeeze forming to the upside. Indicators are starting to turn. Okay, if we pop up, we go to 149.37, then 150.91. Okay, if we break down, we're going down to 145 and 144. Okay, and then from there, you buy with two hands because Disney's not going to stay down here for long. It's going higher. We got on the hourly, same pattern, descending triangle, the squeeze forming, and indicators are more bullish. Okay, so keep Disney on your mind as this pattern breaks up or down. If it breaks down, get some short-term hedges. If it breaks up, then manage your positions. You know, if it gets to a point where you're in good profits, trim some off the tables or sell some shorter positions and buy longer term, because Disney is going to go higher over the long term. Okay, by end of year we should be at 160. So we should be, by the end of this month, we should be hitting towards, we should break these highs, and we should be pushing towards that 160, at least 155. All right, so Apple. So Apple is in this bullish channel here. Okay, so last week I mentioned Apple would hit 171. It sold off. It sold off. I said it had this cup and handle. 171, 172 was my targets, and it sold off, hit support, and then rallied up and hit that 271 by end of the week. And it's hitting this resistance here on this weekly channel. Now, if Apple can get above 271 and hold, then it's going to 276.68 and 280 possibly towards the upper end of this channel. Okay, We are breaking out of a bull flag pattern on Apple. So it's very highly probability that it could go to 260 or 276.68. Okay. We have a squeeze forming and indicators are all bullish. So we could definitely go to 276.68 and possibly 280 by the end of the week, if not more, to possibly 287. Okay. But we're going to need to make some room in this channel. But it all depends on what the Fed has to say. And if there is a pullback on the Fed, on Apple, you want to buy, because Apple's going towards 300. It is. So whether you want to accept that or not, that's fine with me. But it's going. Is it going to get there this week? Most likely not, but overall, it's looking great. It's the strongest stock in the market right now. Evaluation is over trillions. Okay. So looking at earnings, I do like a couple stocks this week for earnings. AVGO is a big supplier for Apple. We have a squeeze forming on the daily. RSI bounced right off the 50. DMI curling up green. Stochastics looking great. Momentum starting to turn. Okay. This one breaks above 320. It's going to 330 and possibly 340. It has earnings coming up on Thursday after the market, which is one of these on the big day. I think AVGO is going to beat. I think it's going to do well. Apple's crazy, hitting all-time highs, exceeding all-time highs. AVGO is testing all-time highs. This one should go. This one should go higher. This one should be at least 330 by the end of the week, at least. If it hits 330 before earnings, then we could possibly see 340 or more. But I think AVGO's going to do good. All right. Looking at the weekly chart, we had this triangle pattern breakout, and now we have a bull flag pattern going to push this. This one's going. It's going to be 340, 344. It's going to make new all-time highs. So we got a squeeze firing off to the upside. Only fired 3 bars. It still got some more room to go. Momentum just started. Stochastics great. Everything's great. This one's looking great. If you want to play earnings, I would suggest this one. But earnings are always 50-50. Just got to say that. But I really, really like this one. Really like this one over this week and the long term. AVGO looks good. AVGO, Broadcom. All right, next earnings that I like is AutoZone. AutoZone first came on my radar, and I was bearish, and it hit my targets. We did really well being bearish on that, and right when it hit my target, it just started rallying up, and I never looked at it again until I found out that it had earnings again this week. So I wanted to see what it was looking like, and it has this W pattern on the weekly chart, and this bullish W pattern looks good. Has a squeeze firing up. It only fired two dots, so it still has room to go. Indicators are all bullish. Momentum just starting to the upside. Once we break above 1186.60, this one's going to 1214, 1245. So this one is a nice one. It has this ascending triangle pattern on it. Can it pull back? Sure, it could pull back before it goes, but I think it looks nice. I think it looks real nice for a push to at least 12.15, but it could definitely go higher towards that 12.45 by the end of the month. So AutoZone looks good. Nice squeeze forming. We did have this uptrend here, and it is rejecting that uptrend, but I mean, earnings, it's all up to the earnings. We're in a bull market. Typical when we're in bull markets, earnings are good. So anticipating AutoZone to be good, but we'll see. So I think I covered everything I wanted to cover tonight. I went over Qs, SPYs, in Nasdaq, AVGO, McDonald's, IWM, Apple, CMG. Oh, you know what? Let me see here. I think, yeah. Okay, so UTX looks good still. You know, this is the stock I always come to every week. Broke out of this inverse head and shoulders, back tested the breakout, held strong. This one's going still higher. This one, nice bull flag. Nice bull flag. This dip got bought hard. So this one wants higher. This one wants higher still. Still going into the 150s. Okay. And now also for healthcare stocks, UNH, I still like. UNH is going to test this breakout, all-time highs, and I think it's going to get it. We are in this bullish channel here, and we are towards, we still have a little bit of room towards that bullish channel, but I think that it looks good to push higher to 185, then 186, and then test that breakout at 288, and then breakout, and then it goes to 290. Thinking that it goes to 290 by the end of this year. So I think that UNH is going to have a good couple weeks coming, and UTX is also going to have a good couple weeks coming. So hope you guys enjoyed the weekly watch list. Give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you like. All right, guys, I'm going to call it a night.